What's up, guys? It's me, Pez Flips, and this is what I'm going to try to teach you guys how to do today. This is a requested bread and butter video. Those of you who have been asking for a new thing to learn, and it involves, as you saw before, a spine grab. So if you haven't done a spine grab before, honestly, they are pretty easy. They look a little flashy, but they're easier than you'd think they'd be. So let's get into it. First things first is my opening I love to do, which is over the first finger on the safe handle here, and then I'm going to do wrist pass. So index rollover, wrist pass, so it's coming up here. I'm gonna swing it over so that this guy doesn't actually touch me. So you can see this handle, twist the handle so it goes over. I'm preparing my middle finger under here as I do that wrist pass so that it's down here ready. And ultimately you kind of want it more towards the upper half of your finger. You don't want it too deep in between your fingers because then it'll get stuck. So wrist pass, and then when I throw it over the finger here, I'm going to let go with my first finger, let it roll over this middle finger, and then I'm going to catch with my ring finger and have my middle finger on the back and continue that momentum so that you'll see that this blade with the spine wants to fall into the hand. So it looks like that. Like that. So over the finger, wrist pass, and then do the middle and ring, and then I'm going to continue that momentum and let go of that middle finger so that it can land into the hand. And then once I'm here, I'm going to rotate my hand down. So my thumb is up in the air, it's going to go down and over, down, over. See my hand's turning into the left, and you'll see that this handle here on that side, this guy right here, is going to start moving towards the left. So here, down to the left. As that happens, I'm going to be holding the knife like so. So with just my ring finger, so that I can clear it for this next motion here. So you need to have a good amount of momentum to be able to clear, because you're basically throwing it into your hand. So let's get back to that spine grab. And then you can see I didn't give it enough of a hoist, but you want to be able to throw it over and then catch it in the middle. So like if you were under it, it'd be like this. It'd be between these two fingers. So I throw it, my pinky and all these fingers are out, and then I'm going to catch it with my middle finger here, and it's going to still be between my middle and ring here. So then once we're here, if you know how to do a cherry picker that there's many tutorials, I'm sure you'll find one. You're just going to do that cherry picker since you're already right here. So you'll finish it off like that. So all to all, it's like this. Whip roll over, spine grab, doing this thing, throwing it over the first finger, pinching it between your middle and your ring, and then finishing with that cherry picker. And you got it. So when you're here, you can do the rollover from your pinky, and that changes kind of like how you go out of it. There's a lot of different exits from the spine grab. You can do stuff like the easy stall, which is like once you start it here, then you just bring it up and you do kind of like a wrist pass, and you can then do like a pinky rollover or something. That's a common one. But the spine grab, getting into it, I find that that's like one of the easiest ways. And yeah, just experiment with the spine grab. Many exits, but I find that this one is a little bit technical, but also kind of helps flow in the same direction. So the biggest detail here is that grip that I was talking about, where once I get to the spine grab, I'm holding it with my ring finger down. And that rotation, you want to make sure that the rotation and the throw over are in one fluid motion so that I'm maintaining that sideways momentum, because it will stall out in the middle. Waiting for these cars. It will stall out in the middle if you don't give it enough juice, and then you'll not be able to successfully make it through the entire, I cannot get into that spine grab because I'm trying to talk at the same time. Yeah, so once I'm here, if I don't give it enough juice, then I don't have enough momentum to be able to finish up with that cherry picker. So like without a lot of momentum, it'll look kind of like this, where it just falls over because you don't have enough horizontal momentum. And there I didn't get the actual full cherry picker. Okay, let's try to get it one last time. I'd say getting into the cherry picker from that throw is going to be the hardest part of your trick, but you'll be rewarded handsomely because it is a good looking trick. And yes, if you guys are asking, is this a new balisong? It is, and I'll be making a video on it, but I've already been messing around with it. It is ceramic handles, which are interesting, but not the point of the video for today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will try my best to give you an answer. The biggest thing I can suggest is that when you are doing these tricks and stuff, like I mentioned previously, try to keep the knife farther away from the webbing of your fingers. You want it further out in your hand. You have a lot more dexterity farther from the hand than you do in the middle. This is where balisongs get caught in your fingers and you can't make a full rotation and stuff. That's where that sort of thing will happen. So the farther away from the fingers, you could use kind of like the second knuckle joint here. Anything in this area between the line that you physically have in your finger, that's kind of the general area that you want to be flipping in. As you progress, you'll get a feel for which tricks might break those exceptions, but it's just a rough rule. So that is all for today. Like I said before, if you have questions, I'll try to help you to the best of my abilities. And if you need to send me like a video on Instagram asking what the heck's going on, I can't figure it out, show me a clip of what you're doing, and I'll try to point out what might be changed. My handle is at Pez Perez, and it's a picture of me in the shower with just my face. I'm not naked in the picture. But yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for commenting, and drink some water, guys. Bye.